Daddy, I'm so excited you're getting married again. I know Mommy would want you to be happy.
That's right, sweetheart. Victoria is going to be a wonderful addition to our family. She's been so kind to you during our courtship.
Asterisk I know, Daddy. She always brings me those beautiful dresses and tells me I'm like the daughter she never had. When is she moving in?
Tomorrow, actually. And Emma, I want you to promise me something. I want you to give Victoria a real chance to be your new mother. I know no one can replace your real mom, but Victoria loves you already.
I promise, Daddy. I really do like her. She makes you smile the way Mommy used to, and that makes me happy too.
You're such a good girl, Emma. Your mother raised you to have such a kind heart. Victoria is going to love living here with us and being part of our little family.
Richard, darling, I promise to love you and cherish you for the rest of my life. And Emma, my sweet stepdaughter, I promise to care for you as if you were my own blood.
I'm so happy to have you as my new mommy, Victoria. We're going to have so much fun together, and I can't wait to show you all my favorite places around the house.
Of course, darling. We're going to be the perfect family together. Aren't we, Richard?
Absolutely. I feel like the luckiest man alive today. Having both my girls with me, starting this new chapter of our lives together.
Congratulations, Mr. Richard. Miss Emma looks so beautiful in her flower girl dress. I have prepared a special dinner for the celebration tonight.
Oh, Mrs. Chen, isn't it? You're the maid, correct? I think we'll need to discuss your duties now that I'm the lady of the house.
Of course, ma'am. I have worked for this family for 15 years. I am here to help however you need.
Wonderful. I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Did you have a good time at the wedding today, Miss Emma? You looked so happy dancing with your father.
It was the best day ever, Mrs. Chen. Victoria looked like a real princess, and Daddy was so handsome. Do you think my real mommy would be happy that Daddy found love again?
Your mother loved your father very much, and she loved you more than anything in the world. I think she would want both of you to be happy and surrounded by people who truly care about you.
Victoria does care about me. She told me I'm going to be her special little princess, and she's going to teach me how to be a proper lady like her.
That sounds very nice, Miss Emma. But remember, you are already perfect just the way you are. Your mother always said you had the most beautiful heart of anyone she ever knew.
I miss her sometimes, Mrs. Chen. Do you think Victoria will really love me like a real daughter?
Time will tell, little one. But no matter what happens, you remember that you are loved. Your father loves you, I care about you very much, and your mother's love will always be with you.
Richard, darling, I've been thinking about some changes we should make around here now that we're married.
Changes? What kind of changes? I thought you loved the house just the way it is.
Oh, I do love the house. It's magnificent. but I think we need to establish some new rules, especially regarding Emma's upbringing. She's been without a mother's guidance for too long.
Emma is a wonderful child, Victoria. She's well behaved, intelligent, and kind. What more could we want?
She's sweet, yes, but she's been spoiled, Richard. She needs structure, discipline, proper education about how young ladies should behave. And that maid of yours, Mrs. Chen, she's far too familiar with Emma.
Mrs. Chen has been like family to us since my wife died. She's helped raise Emma and has been incredibly loyal to our family.
I understand that, darling. But now Emma has a real mother figure. She doesn't need to be so dependent on the help. It's not appropriate for a girl of her social standing.
I suppose you have a point. But let's not make any drastic changes too quickly. Emma needs time to adjust to having you here.
Of course, my love. We'll take things slowly. I just want what's best for our family.
Mrs. Chen, I wanted to have a little chat with you about Emma's daily routine.
Certainly, Mrs. Victoria. Miss Emma usually has breakfast at 8, then her tutoring sessions until lunch. In the afternoons, she likes to read or play in the garden.
I see. Well, I think we need to make some adjustments. Emma is getting older and she needs to learn more discipline. Less playing, more focus on her studies and proper behavior.
Miss Emma is only 12 years old, ma'am. Children need time to play and explore. It helps them develop creativity and happiness.
Mrs. Chen, I appreciate your input, but I am Emma's mother now. I will decide what is best for her development. Your job is to follow my instructions, not question them.
I understand, ma'am. I have cared for Miss Emma since she was very small. I only want what makes her happy and healthy.
Emma's happiness is my responsibility now. Your responsibility is keeping this house clean and following my orders. I trust we understand each other?
Yes, ma'am. But if I may say so, Miss Emma has been through a lot losing her mother. She needs love and patience, not just discipline.
That's quite enough, Mrs. Chen. Emma will get all the love she needs from her real family. Mrs. Chen. Why does Victoria seem different now? During the wedding, she was so sweet and loving. But yesterday she told me I couldn't play with my dollhouse because it's too childish.
Sometimes adults act differently. When they're trying to make a good impression, Miss Emma. Now that she lives here, she might feel like she needs to be more strict.
But I liked her better when she was nice. She said I need to spend more time practicing piano. And less time reading my fairy tale books. She says fairy tales fill girls' heads with silly dreams.
Your mother used to read you those same fairy tales every night. There is nothing wrong with imagination and dreams, little one.
I know. But Victoria says I need to grow up and start acting like a proper young lady. She wants me to take etiquette classes. And learn how to walk with books on my head.
Asterisk Miss Emma, you are still a child. You should enjoy being a child while you can. Growing up happens naturally, it doesn't need to be forced.
I don't want to disappoint Victoria, Mrs. Chen. Daddy seems so happy with her, and I want to be a good stepdaughter. But sometimes I feel like I can't do anything right anymore.
You are perfect exactly as you are, Miss Emma. Don't let anyone make you feel otherwise. Your worth doesn't depend on how well you follow someone else's rules.
Emma, sit up straight. Young ladies do not slouch at the dinner table. And stop playing with your food. I'm sorry, Victoria. I was just making pictures with my mashed potatoes like Mommy used to let me do. Well, your mother isn't here anymore, and I don't allow such childish behavior. Proper children eat their food, they don't play with it.
Victoria, she's just being a kid. There's no harm in letting her have a little fun with her dinner.
Richard, if you want Emma to grow up to be a respectable young woman, she needs to learn proper manners now. Emma, since you want to play with your food instead of eating it, you can go to your room without dessert. But Daddy, I was eating it. I was just making it fun like Mommy taught me. Don't argue with me, young lady. Go to your room this instant, and think about how proper children behave at dinner.
Victoria, don't you think that's a bit harsh? She wasn't doing anything terrible.
Richard, darling, you asked me to help raise Emma properly. This is what proper discipline looks like. If you undermine my authority, she'll never learn to respect me.
Perhaps I could take Miss Emma a small snack later.
Absolutely not. Emma needs to learn that actions have consequences. She will go to bed hungry tonight, and hopefully she'll remember this lesson tomorrow.
Miss Emma, I brought you some cookies I baked earlier. You shouldn't go to bed hungry.
Mrs. Chen, I don't understand what I did wrong. I used to make pictures with my food all the time, and Daddy and Mommy thought it was cute and creative.
You did nothing wrong, little one. Some people have different ideas about how children should behave, but that doesn't mean their way is the right way.
Do you think Victoria really loves me? Sometimes when she looks at me, her eyes seem so cold, like she's angry at me for existing.
I don't know what is in her heart, Miss Emma. But I can see that she is making you sad, and that is not acceptable to me.
I'm scared, Mrs. Chen. I feel like she wants to change everything about me, like she wants to erase the little girl that Mommy and Daddy loved.
Listen to me carefully, Miss Emma. No matter what happens, no matter how she tries to change you, you remember who you are. You are your mother's daughter, and you have her kind heart and gentle spirit.
Will you help me, Mrs. Chen? Will you help me stay myself even if Victoria tries to make me into someone different?
I promise you, Miss Emma. I will do everything in my power to protect you and keep you safe. Your mother asked me to watch over you before she died, and I will never break that promise.
What do you mean? Mommy asked you to protect me.
Your mother knew she was very sick, little one. She made me promise to always be here for you, to make sure you grow up knowing how much you are loved.
Richard, darling, I'm really worried about Emma. I think Mrs. Chen is undermining my authority with her, and it's making it impossible for me to bond with my new daughter.
What do you mean? Mrs. Chen has always been supportive of what's best for Emma.
That's just it, Richard. She thinks she knows what's best, but she's not Emma's mother. I am. Yesterday, I sent Emma to her room for bad behavior. And Mrs. Chen went up there with food, completely undermining my punishment.
Well, I'm sure she was just trying to be kind. Mrs. Chen has a soft spot for Emma.
I understand that. But Richard, Emma will never respect me as her mother. If the maid is constantly swooping in to rescue her from consequences, it's confusing for a child and it's damaging to our family dynamic.
I hadn't thought about it that way. What do you suggest we do?
I think we need to establish clear boundaries. Mrs. Chen needs to understand that. I make the decisions about Emma's discipline and care. If she can't respect that, maybe we need to consider finding someone who can.
Fire Mrs. Chen. Victoria, she's been with our family for 15 years. She's practically family herself.
I'm not saying we should fire her immediately, darling. I'm just saying we need to make it clear that I am Emma's mother now, and my word is final when it comes to her upbringing.
I suppose you're right. Emma does need consistency, and you are her mother now. I'll have a talk with Mrs. Chen about respecting your decisions.
Thank you, Richard. I know this is difficult, but I really want what's best for Emma. I want us to be a real family. But that can't happen if there are too many people trying to parent her.
Mrs. Chen, I need to speak with you about Emma and Victoria.
Of course, Mr. Richard. Is everything all right?
Victoria feels that you've been undermining her authority with Emma. She says you brought Emma food after she was sent to her room without dinner last night.
Mr. Richard, Miss Emma was crying and hungry. She is just a child who made a small mistake. Going to bed hungry seemed too harsh a punishment for such a little thing.
I understand your concern. But Victoria is Emma's stepmother now. She's trying to establish a relationship with Emma. And she needs to be able to discipline her without interference.
With respect, Mr. Richard. I have known Miss Emma since she was born. I promised her mother I would always look after her well-being.
And I appreciate everything you've done for our family, Mrs. Chen. But Victoria is Emma's mother now. And we need to support her decisions. Even if we don't always agree with them.
Mr. Richard, I am worried about Miss Emma. She has been sad and confused since the wedding. Mrs. Victoria is very different when you are not around.
What do you mean by that?
She speaks to Miss Emma very harshly. Criticizes everything she does. And tries to make her feel ashamed of the things that used to bring her joy.
Mrs. Chen, I think you might be misunderstanding Victoria's parenting style. She comes from a very proper family, and she's trying to teach Emma good manners and discipline.
Mr. Richard, there is a difference between teaching manners and crushing a child's spirit. I am afraid for Miss Emma.
I think you're overreacting, Mrs. Chen. Victoria loves Emma very much. From now on, please respect Victoria's decisions about Emma's care, even if you disagree with them.
Emma, what are all these childish books doing in your room? Fairy tales, fantasy stories, silly picture books?
Those are my favorite books, Victoria. Mommy used to read them to me every night. And Mrs. Chen still reads them to me sometimes when I have trouble sleeping.
Asterisk, well, you're too old for such nonsense now. These books fill young girls' heads with unrealistic expectations about life. Prince Charming doesn't exist, Emma, and the sooner you learn that, the better.
But I love those stories. They make me happy and help me dream about beautiful things. Mommy said imagination is one of the most important gifts a person can have.
Your mother filled your head with a lot of foolish ideas, Emma. It's time you learned about the real world. Real ladies read literature, poetry, and books about proper behavior and etiquette.
Please don't take my books away. They're all I have left of my mommy. She wrote little notes in the margins just for me.
Emma, you need to let go of the past. I'm your mother now, and I'm trying to prepare you for a successful future. These childish fantasies won't help you become the proper young lady you need to be.
I don't want to be a proper young lady if it means I can't have imagination or dreams. I want to stay myself.
Asterisk, don't raise your voice at me, young lady. You will learn to appreciate the guidance I'm giving you, or you will face the consequences. Now, help me pack these books away.
No. You can't make me give up my books. Daddy. Daddy, come help me.
Your father is at work, Emma. And when he comes home, he's going to hear about your disrespectful behavior. Now stop this tantrum immediately.
Miss Emma, I heard crying. Are you all right?
Mrs. Chen, Victoria took all my books. All the ones Mommy used to read to me, with her handwriting inside them. She says they're childish and I can't have them anymore.
Mrs. Chen, Emma is having a difficult time accepting that she's growing up. I'm trying to help her mature by removing some of her more childish possessions.
Asterisk Mrs. Victoria, those books belong to Miss Emma's mother. They have great sentimental value and bring her comfort during a difficult time.
Mrs. Chen, I don't recall asking for your opinion on how I choose to parent my stepdaughter. Emma needs to learn that life isn't a fairy tale, and the sooner she accepts that, the easier her transition to young womanhood will be.
With respect, ma'am, Miss Emma is only 12 years old. She has many years before she needs to worry about womanhood. Right now, she needs love, comfort, and security.
What Emma needs is discipline and structure, not coddling from the help. I would appreciate it if you would focus on your cleaning duties and leave Emma's upbringing to me.
Please, Victoria, can I keep just one book? The one with the princess who saved herself. Mommy said I was brave like her.
Absolutely not. You need to learn that you can't always get what you want by crying and pleading. Real strength comes from accepting reality, not living in fantasy worlds.
Miss Emma, your mother was right. You are brave and strong, and no one can take that away from you, even if they take your books.
Mrs. Chen, I think I've made myself clear about your interference. Please return to your duties immediately.
How was everyone's day today? Emma, you seem quiet, sweetheart.
Daddy, Victoria took away all my books today. Even the ones Mommy wrote notes in just for me.
Emma, we discussed this. You're getting too old for fairy tales. And I'm trying to help you develop more mature reading habits.
Well, I'm sure Victoria knows what's best for your education, Emma. What kind of books is she giving you instead?
Asterisk, I've selected some wonderful books about proper etiquette, classic literature, and biographies of accomplished women. Much more suitable for a young lady of Emma's social standing.
But Daddy, I loved those books. They made me feel close to Mommy, and they made me happy when I was sad.
Emma, I understand that change is hard, but Victoria is trying to help you grow into a sophisticated young woman. Your mother would want you to have the best education possible.
Exactly, Richard. I'm not trying to replace Emma's mother, but I am trying to give her the guidance and structure she needs to succeed in life.
Excuse me, Mr. Richard. But Miss Emma has been very upset about losing her books. They were one of her few remaining connections to her mother's memory.
Mrs. Chen, we've already discussed this matter. I don't appreciate you bringing it up again at the dinner table.
Mrs. Chen, I think Victoria and Emma need to work these things out together, as mother and daughter. I'm sure they'll find a compromise that works for everyone.
Daddy, don't you care that I'm sad? Don't you care that Victoria is changing everything about me that you and Mommy used to love?
Emma, that's quite enough. You're being dramatic and disrespectful. Apologize to your father immediately for this outburst.
Victoria's right, Emma. I know adjusting is hard, but you need to trust that we all want what's best for you.
Miss Emma, I saw you come out here. You should not be outside so late. Are you all right?
Asterisk I couldn't sleep, Mrs. Chen. Every time I close my eyes, I see Victoria throwing away my books and telling me everything about myself is wrong.
Miss Emma, I want you to know something very important. I saved one of your books before Mrs. Victoria could pack it away. The one about the brave princess.
You did. But how? Where is it?
I hid it in my room. I will keep it safe for you, and whenever you need to remember who you truly are, you can come read it with me.
Thank you, Mrs. Chen. But won't you get in trouble if Victoria finds out?
Let me worry about that, little one. Your happiness and your connection to your mother's memory are more important than my job.
Mrs. Chen, I'm scared. Victoria is changing everything, and Daddy doesn't seem to notice or care. Sometimes I feel like I'm disappearing, like she's erasing me piece by piece.
Listen to me, Miss Emma. You are not disappearing. You are your mother's daughter, and you carry her love and her spirit inside you. No one can take that away unless you let them.
But what can I do? I'm just a kid, and she's an adult. Daddy believes everything she says, and I feel so alone.
You are not alone, Miss Emma. I am here, and I will always be here for you. We may need to be careful and smart about how we handle this, but I promise you, I will not let her destroy your spirit.
Do you really think we can stop her? She seems so powerful, and she's already turned Daddy against you.
Your mother was a strong woman, Miss Emma, and she raised you to be strong too. Sometimes strength means fighting back, and sometimes it means being patient and waiting for the right moment. We will figure this out together.
Yes, Mother, everything is going according to plan. Richard is completely under my spell, and that annoying little girl is starting to break down nicely.
Good, dear. Remember, the goal is to get complete control of Richard's fortune. The child is just an obstacle to be removed.
I understand, but I need to be careful. Richard still loves Emma very much, and if I move too quickly, he might become suspicious.
What about the maid? You mentioned she was causing problems.
Mrs. Chen is definitely a problem. She's too close to Emma and sees right through my act. I'm working on turning Richard against her, but it's taking longer than I hoped.
Maybe it's time for more drastic measures. If the maid had some kind of accident, or if there was evidence that she was stealing or mistreating the child.
That's not a bad idea, Mother. If I could make it look like Mrs. Chen was harming Emma somehow, Richard would fire her immediately, and Emma would lose her only ally.
Exactly. And once the maid is gone, you can really start breaking down the child's spirit. A few months of isolation and harsh treatment, and she'll either become completely obedient
Or she'll become so miserable that she runs away or worse. Either way, she'll be out of our lives, and Richard's fortune will be all mine.
You're such a clever girl, Victoria. Your father and I are so proud of how well you're handling this situation.
Thank you, Mother. By this time next year, I'll be a grieving widow with a tragic stepdaughter, and no one will ever suspect that I planned it all.
I cannot believe what I just heard. Victoria and her mother are planning to destroy Miss Emma and possibly even harm Mr. Richard. I must find a way to protect them both. But who will believe me? Mr. Richard is so blinded by love that he dismisses my concerns about Victoria's treatment of Emma. If I tell him about this conversation, he'll think I'm lying out of jealousy. Mrs. Sarah. I promised you I would protect Emma, but I don't know how to fight someone so cunning and evil. Victoria has money, beauty, and your husband's love. All I have is the truth, and sometimes the truth isn't enough. But I cannot give up. Miss Emma is depending on me, and she's just a child. She deserves to grow up safe and happy, the way her mother wanted. I need evidence of Victoria's true nature. If I can catch her being cruel to Emma when Mr. Richard isn't around, or if I can find proof of her real intentions, maybe then he'll believe me. I also need to be more careful. If Victoria suspects that I know about her plan, she might try to hurt me or Emma sooner than planned. I have to be smart about this. Hold on, little one. I know the situation looks hopeless, but I will find a way to save you. Your mother's love will protect you, and I will be the instrument of that protection.
Richard, darling. I hate to bother you at work, but something terrible has happened at home, and I don't know what to do.
What's wrong, Victoria? You sound upset.
It's Mrs. Chen, Richard. I caught her going through my jewelry box this morning. When I confronted her, she became very aggressive and defensive.
That doesn't sound like Mrs. Chen at all. Are you sure you saw what you think you saw?
I know it's hard to believe, Richard. She's been with your family for so long, but people can change. Maybe she's resentful about me joining the family, or maybe she feels entitled to things that aren't hers.
Did anything go missing from your jewelry box?
That's the thing, Richard. I think she put everything back when she saw me coming. But the box was definitely disturbed, and some pieces were in different positions than where I left them.
This is very serious, Victoria. But I find it hard to believe that Mrs. Chen would steal from us. There must be some other explanation.
Victoria asterisk, I want to believe that too, darling, but there's something else. Emma told me that Mrs. Chen has been saying negative things about me, trying to turn her against me.
What kind of things?
Asterisk, Emma said Mrs. Chen told her that I don't really love her, and that I'm only pretending to be kind when you're around. She's been filling Emma's head with doubts about my intentions.
Asterisk, that's very troubling if it's true. Mrs. Chen has always been loyal to our family.
I think she sees me as a threat to her position in this household, Richard. She was used to being the primary female influence in Emma's life, and now she's jealous of my relationship with Emma.
What do you think we should do?
I don't want to cause problems, but I'm worried about Emma's well-being. If Mrs. Chen is trying to turn her against me, it's going to make it impossible for us to become a real family.
Asterisk Emma, sweetheart, I need to ask you some questions about Mrs. Chen.
What about her, Daddy? Is something wrong?
Emma, darling, you can tell us the truth. Has Mrs. Chen said anything negative about me to you?
Negative? What do you mean?
Victoria says that Mrs. Chen has been telling you that Victoria doesn't really care about you. Is that true?
No, Daddy. Mrs. Chen never said anything like that. She always tells me to be respectful to Victoria and to give her a chance.
Emma, sweetie, I know Mrs. Chen has been like family to you and you want to protect her. But lying isn't going to help anyone.
Asterisk, I'm not lying. Mrs. Chen has never said anything bad about you, Victoria. She's always been kind and fair about everything.
Emma, Victoria also thinks she saw Mrs. Chen going through her jewelry. Do you know anything about that?
Mrs. Chen going through jewelry. That's impossible, Daddy. Mrs. Chen is the most honest person I know. She would never take anything that wasn't hers.
I understand your loyalty to Mrs. Chen, Emma, but sometimes people we trust can disappoint us. I saw what I saw and I'm just trying to protect our family.
You're lying, Victoria. Mrs. Chen would never do any of those things. She's been taking care of our family since before I was born, and she's never done anything wrong.
Emma, that's enough. You don't call adults liars, even when you're upset.
But Daddy. She is lying. Mrs. Chen is good and kind, and Victoria is trying to get rid of her because she knows Mrs. Chen can see who she really is.
Emma, I know you're confused and upset, but these accusations are very hurtful. I'm only trying to be a good mother to you.
You're not my mother. My mother was kind and loving, and she would never try to hurt someone innocent like Mrs. Chen.
Mr. Richard, may I please speak with you privately? It's very important.
Mrs. Chen, Victoria has told me about some concerning incidents. I need you to be completely honest with me.
Mr. Richard, I have always been honest with you and your family. I would never steal from you or try to hurt Miss Emma's relationship with her stepmother.
Then how do you explain Victoria finding you near her jewelry box?
Mr. Richard, I was never near Mrs. Victoria's jewelry. I was cleaning the master bedroom, as I do every morning, but I never touched her personal belongings.
Mrs. Chen, that's a very serious accusation. What exactly did you hear?
They were talking about breaking Miss Emma's spirit, getting rid of me, and gaining control of your fortune. Mrs. Victoria's mother even suggested they might need to arrange an accident.
Mrs. Chen, I find it very hard to believe that Victoria would say such things. Are you sure you weren't misunderstanding something?
Mr. Richard, I know how it sounds, but I am telling you the truth. Mrs. Victoria is not who she pretends to be. She is dangerous, and Miss Emma is in real danger.
Mrs. Chen, I think you might be feeling threatened by the changes in our household, and it's affecting your judgment.
Please, Mr. Richard, I am begging you to be careful. Watch how Mrs. Victoria treats Miss Emma when you're not around. Pay attention to how Miss Emma's spirit is being crushed day by day.
Chen, I appreciate your concern for Emma, but I think you're overreacting to normal growing pains as our family adjusts.
Mrs. Chen thinks she's so clever, trying to protect that little brat from me. But she has no idea how far I'm willing to go to get what I want. Richard, darling, I hate to bother you again, but I think Mrs. Chen has taken something else. My grandmother's diamond necklace is missing from my jewelry box.
Are you sure it's not just misplaced?
I've looked everywhere, Richard. I'm really worried that this situation is worse than we thought. Maybe we should search Mrs. Chen's room?
I don't know, Victoria. That seems like a violation of her privacy.
Richard, if she's innocent, then she won't mind us looking. But if she has been stealing from us, we need to know. What if she's been taking things for months and we just never noticed?
I suppose you're right. If Mrs. Chen is innocent, a search will clear her name, and if she's guilty, we need to know.
Asterisk, should we call the police?
ET search first, and then decide what to do based on what we find.
Thank you, darling. I know this is difficult, but I feel like we need to protect our family and our home.
Mrs. Chen, Victoria's grandmother's necklace is missing, and we need to search your room.
Of course, Mr. Richard. I have nothing to hide. Please, search anywhere you like.
I really hope we don't find anything, Mrs. Chen. I want to believe that there's been some misunderstanding.
Mr. Richard, you have known me for 15 years. I have never taken so much as a penny that wasn't mine.
I know this is painful for everyone, Mrs. Chen, but we have to be thorough.
Mrs. Chen, what is this?
I don't understand. How did that get there? Mr. Richard, I swear to you, I have never seen that necklace before.
Oh, Mrs. Chen, how could you? We trusted you completely.
Mrs. Victoria, you put that there. You planted it to frame me.
Mrs. Chen, I understand that you're frightened, but accusing me of planting evidence is only making things worse for yourself.
I can't believe this, Mrs. Chen. After everything our family has done for you, how could you betray our trust like this?
Mr. Richard, please, you must believe me. I would never steal from your family. This is a setup. Mrs. Victoria is trying to get rid of me.
Richard, I think we should call the police. This is clearly theft, and Mrs. Chen is showing no remorse at all.
No. Please, Mr. Richard, think about this logically. Why would I steal something and then keep it in my cleaning supplies where anyone could find it? It makes no sense.
I don't know what to think anymore, Mrs. Chen. The evidence is right here in your room.
Mrs. Chen. Daddy? What's happening?
Emma, go back to your room, sweetheart. We're handling an adult situation.
But I heard shouting. Is Mrs. Chen in trouble?
Emma, darling, we discovered that Mrs. Chen has been taking things that don't belong to her. We're very disappointed and sad about it.
That's not true. Mrs. Chen would never steal anything. You're lying again, Victoria.
Emma, we found Victoria's necklace in Mrs. Chen's room. The evidence is clear.
No, Daddy, you don't understand. Victoria put it there. She's been trying to get rid of Mrs. Chen ever since she moved in.
Miss Emma, it's all right. Don't upset yourself over this.
It's not all right. Daddy, Mrs. Chen is the most honest person in the world. She's been taking care of us since Mommy died, and she would never, ever steal from us.
Emma, I know this is hard to accept, but sometimes people we trust can disappoint us. Mrs. Chen made a bad choice, and now she has to face the consequences.
You made her do this somehow. I know you did. Mrs. Chen, tell them. Tell them you didn't take anything.
I have told them the truth, Miss Emma. But sometimes the truth isn't enough when people want to believe lies instead.
That's enough, both of you. Emma, go to your room. Mrs. Chen, I'm calling the police.
Daddy, please. If you send Mrs. Chen away, I'll have no one left who really loves me. Please don't believe Victoria's lies.
Emma, you have me and you have your father. We both love you very much.
No, you don't. You hate me, and you're destroying everything good in my life. First my books, now Mrs. Chen. What's next?
Miss Emma, I want you to remember everything I told you about who you are and how much you are loved.
Don't leave me, Mrs. Chen. I can't face Victoria alone. She's going to destroy me without you here to protect me.
You are stronger than you know, little one. Your mother's love lives inside you, and no one can take that away.
Mrs. Chen, I'm not pressing charges, but you can never work in this house again. I'm deeply disappointed in you.
Mr. Richard, someday you will realize the truth about what happened here today. When you do, I hope it won't be too late to save Miss Emma.
Mrs. Chen, I hope you get the help you need. Stealing is a serious problem, but it can be overcome with the right support.
Mrs. Victoria, you may have won this battle, but evil never wins in the end. The truth always comes to light eventually.
Mrs. Chen, how will I find you? How will I know you're okay?
I will find a way to stay in touch, Miss Emma. But for now, you must be brave and remember who you are. Don't let anyone change your kind here.
Emma, come away from the door now. Mrs. Chen needs to leave, and we need to start healing as a family.
I hate you, Victoria. I hate you for taking away the only person who really loved me. Someday Daddy will see what you really are.
Emma. Apologize to Victoria immediately.
I'll never apologize to her, Daddy. Not ever. And someday you'll be sorry you chose her over Mrs. Chen and over me.
Mother, it worked perfectly. Mrs. Chen is gone. Richard completely believes I was the victim, and that little brat is completely isolated now.
Excellent work, dear. How did Richard react to the evidence?
He was shocked and disappointed, just as I expected. He trusted Mrs. Chen completely, so finding the necklace in her room was devastating to him.
And the child?
Emma is heartbroken and furious, but that's perfect for our plan. The more emotional and unstable she becomes, the easier it will be to convince Richard that she needs to be sent away to boarding school.
Brilliant, Victoria. Once the child is gone, you'll have Richard all to yourself, and it will be much easier to gain control of his assets.
Exactly. And the best part is that Emma is so angry and upset right now that she's going to lash out and misbehave, which will only prove to Richard that she needs more discipline and structure than I can provide at home. I'd say within the next few months. I'll make her life so miserable that she'll either become completely broken and compliant, or she'll act out so badly that Richard will agree to send her away.
And what about Mrs. Chen? Do you think she'll try to interfere?
She has no proof of anything, and no one will believe the word of a fired servant who was caught stealing. Even if she tries to contact Richard, he'll think she's just bitter about being dismissed.
Perfect. You've thought of everything, dear. Your father and I are so proud of how well you're executing this plan.
It's been 2 weeks since Mrs. Chen was taken away, and everything keeps getting worse. Victoria has taken away all my toys, all my books, even the pictures of mommy from my room. She says I need to learn to be grateful for what I have instead of clinging to the past, but how can I be grateful when she's taken away everything that made me happy?
Emma, your posture is terrible. Sit up straight. A proper young lady never slouches.
I don't care about being a proper young lady, Victoria. I just want my life back the way it was.
Your old life was full of childish fantasies and bad habits, Emma. I'm trying to help you become someone respectable and accomplished.
I was happy before you came. Daddy was happy. We had a good life, and you ruined everything.
Emma, your father and I are happier than we've ever been. The only person who's unhappy is you, and that's because you're fighting against positive changes instead of embracing them.
Positive changes? You fired Mrs. Chen for something she didn't do, you took away all my books and toys, and you make me spend all day studying etiquette and piano instead of playing.
Those are exactly the kinds of activities that will prepare you for a successful future, Emma. Playing with dolls and reading fairy tales won't help you become an educated, sophisticated woman.
I don't want to be sophisticated if it means being cold and mean like you. I want to be kind and happy like my mommy was.
Your mother is dead, Emma. She's been dead for 2 years, and it's time you stopped using her memory as an excuse to resist growing up.
Don't talk about my mommy. You don't have the right to say anything about her.
I have every right, Emma. I'm your mother now, and I'm trying to give you the guidance your real mother can't provide anymore.
I keep thinking about Mrs. Chen and wondering if we made the right decision. She seemed so genuinely shocked when we found that necklace.
Richard, you've seemed distracted lately. Is everything all right at home?
It's been a difficult adjustment period. We had to let our housekeeper go, and Emma is having a hard time with all the changes.
Mrs. Chen. But she's been with your family for years. What happened?
We caught her stealing from Victoria. Found jewelry hidden in her room. It was heartbreaking, really. I never would have expected it from her.
That doesn't sound like the Mrs. Chen I met at Emma's birthday party last year. She seemed so devoted to your family.
That's what I thought too, but the evidence was clear. Victoria saw her going through jewelry, and then we found the missing necklace in her possession.
How is Emma handling it?
She's been very angry and upset. She refuses to believe that Mrs. Chen did anything wrong, and she's been acting out quite a bit lately.
Well, that's understandable. Mrs. Chen was like a grandmother to Emma. Losing her so suddenly, especially under those circumstances, must be traumatic.
Victoria thinks Emma needs more structure and discipline to help her through this phase. She's enrolled her in extra classes and activities to keep her focused.
Richard, can I ask you something? How is Emma's relationship with Victoria developing?
It's been challenging. Emma is resistant to Victoria's authority, which makes it difficult for them to bond. But Victoria is very patient and understanding about it.
Have you considered that maybe Emma is picking up on something you're not seeing? Children are often more perceptive than adults about people's true nature.
James, I know you mean well, but Victoria loves Emma very much. She's just trying to help her grow into a proper young lady.
Miss Emma, you got my message. I was so worried about you.
Mrs. Chen. I've missed you so much. Are you okay? Where are you living now?
I found a small apartment across town, and I'm working for another family now. But I've been worried sick about you. How are you holding up?
Everything is terrible, Mrs. Chen. Victoria has taken away everything that made me happy. My room looks like a prison cell, and she makes me study boring books all day long.
Miss Emma, I need you to be very careful around Mrs. Victoria. I believe she is planning something even worse than what has already happened.
What do you mean? What could be worse than this?
I think she wants to convince your father to send you away to boarding school. If she can make it seem like you're too difficult to handle at home, he might agree to it.
Send me away. But Daddy would never do that. He loves me.
Your father does love you, Miss Emma, but Mrs. Victoria is very good at manipulation. She might convince him that boarding school would be better for your education and behavior.
Mrs. Chen, I'm scared. I don't know how much more I can take. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy, like maybe I really am as bad as Victoria says I am.
You are not bad, Miss Emma. You are a wonderful, kind, intelligent girl who is being emotionally abused by a cruel woman. Never forget that.
What can we do? How can we stop her?
I'm still trying to find proof of what Mrs. Victoria is really planning. I need evidence that your father will believe, something that shows her true intentions.
I can help. I can try to listen to her phone calls or look through her things.
No, Miss Emma, that's too dangerous. If she catches you spying on her, she might hurt you or use it as an excuse to send you away immediately.
Emma, your table manners are disgraceful. You're eating like a peasant child instead of a young lady from a respectable family.
I'm trying to eat the way you want me to, Victoria, but I'm hungry and the food is getting cold.
A proper young lady never rushes her meals, Emma. You will eat slowly and deliberately, or you won't eat at all.
But it's already been an hour, and I've barely eaten anything because you keep correcting everything I do.
That's because you keep making mistakes, Emma. Hold your fork properly. Sit up straighter. Don't put your elbows on the table. Chew with your mouth closed.
I am doing all those things. You're just looking for reasons to criticize me.
Don't raise your voice at me, young lady. Your disrespectful attitude is exactly why you need more discipline and structure in your life.
I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just trying to defend myself because you're being mean and unfair.
Emma, stand up and go to your room immediately. You will not eat dinner tonight, and you will spend the evening thinking about how proper children behave.
That's not fair. I didn't do anything wrong. You're just picking on me because you want to make me miserable.
Emma, if you don't go to your room right now, you won't eat breakfast tomorrow either. And if you continue this tantrum, I'll call your father and tell him about your terrible behavior.
Call him. Tell him whatever you want. Someday he's going to see what you really are, and then you'll be sorry.
Emma, you are becoming more defiant and disrespectful every day. I'm starting to think you need more help than I can provide at home.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that perhaps you need to be in an environment with stricter supervision and professional guidance. There are schools that specialize in helping troubled young girls learn proper behavior. Richard, darling, I need to talk to you about Emma's behavior. It's getting progressively worse, and I'm starting to worry that she might need professional help.
What do you mean? I know she's been having a difficult time, but she's just adjusting to changes.
Richard, it's been months since Mrs. Chen left, and instead of improving, Emma has become more defiant, more disrespectful, and more emotionally unstable.
Me some specific examples of what you're talking about.
She refuses to follow basic rules about table manners. She screams at me when I try to correct her behavior, and yesterday she told me she hated me and wished I was dead.
Emma said she wished you were dead? That doesn't sound like her at all.
I know it's hard to believe, Richard, but she's becoming increasingly angry and hostile. I'm worried that her grief over losing her mother has turned into something more serious.
What are you suggesting we do?
Asterisk, I've been researching some excellent boarding schools that specialize in helping girls Emma's age develop better emotional regulation and social skills.
Boarding school? Victoria, Emma has never been away from home for more than a night. Sending her to boarding school seems extreme.
I know it seems drastic, but Richard, I'm concerned about her psychological development. She needs structure, discipline, and guidance from trained professionals.
I don't know, Victoria. Emma has already lost her mother. And Mrs. Chen. Sending her away from home might make things worse, not better.
Richard, I understand your reluctance, but we have to think about what's best for Emma's future. If she doesn't learn to control her emotions and behavior now, she'll struggle for the rest of her life.
Let me think about it, Victoria. This is a big decision, and I want to make sure we're doing the right thing.
Of course, darling. I just want you to know that I'm willing to keep trying to help Emma at home, but I'm not sure how much more progress we can make without professional intervention.
I have to find a way to show Daddy what Victoria is really like. If I don't do something soon, she's going to convince him to send me away, and then I'll never see him again. I've been writing down everything Victoria says and does when Daddy isn't around. Maybe if I show him this, he'll believe me about how cruel she really is. October 15th, Victoria made me sit at the dinner table for 3 hours because I accidentally dropped my napkin. October 18th, Victoria threw away my last picture of mommy and said I need to stop living in the past. October 22nd, Victoria told me that Daddy doesn't really love me anymore because I'm too much trouble, and that's why he's going to send me away to school. Maybe I should try to record her saying mean things to me. If Daddy could hear her real voice instead of the fake sweet voice she uses around him, he would have to believe me. I need Mrs. Chen's help, but Victoria watches me so closely that I can barely leave my room without permission. How can I get a message to her? Maybe I can sneak out at night and meet Mrs. Chen at our secret place in the park. It's dangerous, but I'm running out of time and options. I have to try something, because living like this is worse than being in danger. At least if I fight back, there's a chance I can save myself and show Daddy the truth. I hope Mrs. Chen got my message. I need her help more than ever now. Miss Emma. Thank goodness you're safe. I was so worried when I got your note. Mrs. Chen, Victoria is trying to convince Daddy to send me to boarding school. She told him I'm becoming emotionally unstable and need professional help.
I was afraid this would happen. Mrs. Victoria is moving forward with her plan to isolate you completely from your father.
I've been keeping a diary of all the cruel things she says and does when Daddy isn't around. Do you think it would be enough to convince him?
It's worth trying, Miss Emma, but we need more than just your word against hers. Adults often don't believe children when they're accusing other adults.
What else can we do? I feel like I'm running out of time.
I have an idea, but it's risky. I still have my key to the house from when I worked there. I could sneak in and try to find evidence of Mrs. Victoria's real plans.
That's too dangerous. What if she catches you? She could have you arrested for breaking in.
Miss Emma, your safety is more important than my freedom. If Mrs. Victoria succeeds in sending you away, I may never see you again.
Mrs. Chen, I'm scared. What if we can't stop her? What if Daddy really does send me away?
Then we will find another way to stay connected, and we will never stop fighting to bring you home. But I believe your father loves you too much to abandon you permanently.
Sometimes I'm not sure about that anymore. Victoria has changed him so much. He hardly even looks at me anymore, and when he does, he seems disappointed and sad.
Your father is under Mrs. Victoria's spell, Miss Emma, but love is stronger than manipulation. We just need to find a way to wake him up before it's too late.
Perfect. This is exactly what I needed. Running away in the middle of the night is proof that Emma is out of control and potentially dangerous to herself. Richard, you need to come home right now. Emma is missing from her room and I think she may have run away.
What? Are you sure she's not just in another part of the house?
I've searched everywhere, Richard. Her bedroom window is open and some of her clothes are missing. I think she climbed out and left.
I'm coming home right now. Have you called the police?
Not yet. I wanted to talk to you first. Richard, this is exactly the kind of dangerous, impulsive behavior I've been worried about.
Let's just focus on finding Emma right now. We can discuss her behavior after we know she's safe.
Of course, darling. But when we do find her, I think we need to seriously consider getting her professional help. This proves that she's not just defiant, she's genuinely unstable. Emma has just handed me the perfect excuse to get rid of her permanently. By tomorrow, Richard will be convinced that boarding school is the only option. I'll tell Richard that Emma has been planning this for weeks, that she's been acting secretive and strange. I'll say I was afraid something like this might happen, but I didn't want to worry him. And when they find her, and they will find her, she'll be in even more trouble for worrying everyone and putting herself in danger. Richard will be so scared and angry that he'll agree to send her away immediately.
Mr. Morrison, we found your daughter in the park about 2 miles from your house. She was with an adult woman who claims to be your former employee.
Thank God she's safe. Emma, what were you thinking? You scared me to death.
Daddy, I'm sorry I scared you, but I had to talk to Mrs. Chen. Victoria is trying to send me away, and I needed help.
Emma, darling, no one is trying to send you away. I've only suggested that you might benefit from a more structured educational environment.
Mr. Richard, please listen to what Miss Emma is trying to tell you. She is in danger in this house.
Ma'am, we're going to need to discuss why you were meeting with a minor child without parental permission. That's a serious concern.
Mrs. Chen, I'm shocked that you would encourage Emma to sneak out of the house to meet you. That's incredibly dangerous and irresponsible.
Mr. Richard, Miss Emma reached out to me because she is desperate and afraid. Mrs. Victoria has been emotionally abusing her for months.
Officer, this woman was fired from our household for theft, and now she's trying to turn Emma against her family. I think she may be emotionally manipulating a vulnerable child.
That's not true. Mrs. Chen is trying to help me because Victoria is mean and cruel when you're not around, Daddy.
Mr. Morrison, it sounds like your family has some serious issues to work through. The important thing is that your daughter is safe now.
Yes, thank you for finding her, officer. We'll definitely be having some serious conversations about boundaries and appropriate behavior.
Emma, you've caused everyone so much worry and trouble. Your father and I were terrified that something terrible had happened to you.
I wouldn't have had to sneak out if you would just listen to me and believe what I'm telling you about Victoria.
Richard, I didn't want to say this in front of Emma, but her behavior tonight proves everything I've been trying to tell you about her emotional state.
Victoria, I know Emma's actions were dangerous and wrong, but she's just a child who's been through a lot of trauma.
Darling, running away in the middle of the night isn't normal childhood behavior. It's a sign of serious psychological distress that needs professional intervention.
What are you saying, Victoria?
I'm saying that Emma is clearly suffering from some kind of emotional disorder that's making her paranoid, defiant, and now dangerous to herself and others.
Dangerous to others? What do you mean?
Richard, she's been telling people that I abuse her, which is completely false. She's creating elaborate fantasies about me being cruel to her, and now she's convinced Mrs. Chen to participate in these delusions.
You think Emma is lying about how you treat her?
I think Emma is so angry about her mother's death and the changes in our family that she's created a fantasy where I'm the villain responsible for all her pain.
That's a very serious accusation, Victoria.
I know it is, Richard, but think about it logically. Emma has been resistant to my authority from the beginning, and instead of getting better over time, she's gotten worse.
I have noticed that she seems angrier and more defiant lately.
Exactly. And tonight's incident proves that her behavior is escalating to a dangerous level. What if she had been hurt wandering around in the dark? What if Mrs. Chen had convinced her to run away permanently?
I can't bear to think about it.
Richard, I love Emma like my own daughter, but I'm not equipped to handle this level of psychological disturbance. She needs help from trained professionals who understand childhood trauma and behavioral disorders.
You really think boarding school is the answer?
I think a therapeutic boarding school with qualified counselors and structured programs could help Emma work through her grief and anger in a healthy way.
I have to find proof of Mrs. Victoria's real intentions. Before Mr. Richard makes the terrible mistake of sending Miss Emma away. Wait, what is this? This looks like some kind of financial document about Mr. Richard's will and life insurance policies. These are notes in Mrs. Victoria's handwriting about changing Mr. Richard's beneficiaries and gaining power of attorney. This is evidence of her real plan. And this looks like research about different ways to make someone's death look accidental. My God, she's not just planning to steal his money, she's planning to kill him. She's going to send Miss Emma away so there are no witnesses, then she's going to murder Mr. Richard and inherit everything as his grieving widow. I have to get this information to the police immediately, but first I need to make sure Miss Emma is safe. If Mrs. Victoria realizes I have this evidence, she might accelerate her timeline. Hello, David. It's Lucy Chen. I need your help with a very urgent matter. I have evidence that a woman is planning to murder her husband, but I'm afraid no one will believe me because I'm just a fired servant.
Lucy, if you really have evidence of a murder plot, you need to take it to the police immediately, regardless of your employment status.
But what if they don't take me seriously? What if she convinces them that I'm just a bitter ex-employee making false accusations?
Then you make sure your evidence is so compelling that they have no choice but to investigate. Do you have documents, recordings, anything concrete?
I have photographs of handwritten notes about changing wills and research about causing accidental deaths. Is that enough?
That could be enough to start an investigation, Lucy. But you need to move fast if you really believe this woman is planning to hurt someone.
If I'm going to be sent away anyway, I might as well try to get proof of how Victoria really treats me.
Emma, your father, and I have made a decision about your future. You'll be leaving for boarding school next week.
Next week. But Daddy said he was going to think about it more.
Your little adventure last night convinced him that you need immediate professional help. Honestly, Emma, I'm relieved that you'll finally be someone else's responsibility.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I'm tired of pretending to care about a bratty, ungrateful child who makes my life miserable every single day.
You're pretending to care about me?
Of course I'm pretending. Do you think I actually enjoy dealing with your constant whining and defiance? I only married your father for his money, and you've been nothing but an obstacle to my plans.
You married Daddy for his money.
Emma, you're 12 years old, but you're not stupid. Did you really think I fell in love with a widower with a troublesome child? Your father is wealthy, and I intend to enjoy that wealth without interference from you.
What happens after I'm gone to boarding school?
Let's just say that your father's life is going to become much simpler and shorter. Accidents happen, Emma, especially to men who don't pay attention to their surroundings.
Are you talking about hurting my daddy?
I'm talking about becoming a very wealthy widow with no stepchildren to complicate my inheritance. Your father's death will be tragic but convenient.
You're planning to kill him.
I'm planning to live happily ever after with his money, Emma. What happens to him is just a necessary step in that process. And the best part is that you'll be safely tucked away at boarding school when the accident happens, so there won't be any annoying witnesses to deal with.
You're a monster, Victoria. You're evil and horrible, and I'll make sure everyone knows what you really are.
Emma, who's going to believe a disturbed child with behavioral problems over a grieving stepmother? By the time you try to tell anyone, it will be too late to save your precious daddy.
I have to get this recording to Mrs. Chen and the police before Victoria realizes what I've done.
Miss Emma. Why are you calling so late?
Mrs. Chen, I have proof. I recorded Victoria confessing that she only married Daddy for money and that she's planning to kill him.
Miss Emma, that's incredible. I have evidence too, documents showing that she's been researching how to cause accidental deaths and change wills.
We have to stop her, Mrs. Chen. She said Daddy's accident is going to happen soon, maybe even before I leave for boarding school next week.
Miss Emma, where are you calling from? Are you safe?
I'm hiding in Daddy's office. Victoria thinks I'm asleep in my room, but I snuck out to call you.
Listen carefully, Miss Emma. I'm going to call the police right now and tell them about both of our evidence. You need to get back to your room and act normal until help arrives.
What if they don't believe us? What if Victoria convinces them that we're lying?
We have recordings and documents, Miss Emma. That's not just our word against hers anymore, it's actual proof of her intentions.
I'm scared, Mrs. Chen. What if Victoria finds out what we're doing before the police get here?
You stay hidden and stay quiet, Miss Emma. I'm calling Detective Martinez right now, and I'm going to insist that they come to your house immediately.
Hurry, Mrs. Chen. I have a terrible feeling that Victoria might try to hurt Daddy tonight.
Asterisk, I won't let that happen, Miss Emma. Your mother made me promise to protect you and your father, and I intend to keep that promise.
Richard will never suspect that his nighttime glass of warm milk contains anything unusual. A little bit of this medication will cause a heart attack that looks completely natural. By tomorrow morning, I'll be a grieving widow, and that brat will be so traumatized by her father's sudden death that no one will question my decision to send her away immediately.
Stop. Don't give that to my daddy.
Emma, what are you doing out of your room? Get back upstairs this instant.
I saw you put something in Daddy's milk. You're trying to poison him.
Don't be ridiculous, Emma. I added a little honey because your father mentioned his throat was scratchy.
You're lying. I heard you confessing earlier that you're planning to kill him.
Emma, you're obviously having another one of your emotional episodes. No one is trying to hurt your father.
I recorded you, Victoria. I have proof of everything you said about marrying Daddy for money and planning his accident.
You little spy. Give me that phone right now.
Daddy. Daddy, wake up. Victoria is trying to poison you.
Emma, stop this nonsense right now. You're going to wake your father with your hysterical screaming.
What's going on down there? Emma, why are you yelling?
Daddy, don't drink anything Victoria gives you. She put poison in your milk.
Richard, Emma is having some kind of breakdown. She's been acting paranoid and delusional all evening.
Emma, what's this about poison? Victoria, what happened?
Daddy, I have proof. Listen to this recording.
I only married your father for his money, and you've been nothing but an obstacle to my plans.
What is this?
Richard, Emma must have edited that recording somehow. She's been planning this elaborate lie to get me in trouble.
What happens after I'm gone to boarding school?
Let's just say that your father's life is going to become much simpler and shorter. Accidents happen, Emma.
Victoria, this is your voice. This is really you saying these things.
Richard, you can't possibly believe that I would hurt you. Emma is obviously disturbed and has fabricated this entire thing. I'm planning to become a very wealthy widow with no stepchildren to complicate my inheritance. Your father's death will be tragic but convenient.
Oh my God. Emma, you recorded this tonight?
Yes, Daddy. And she just put poison in your milk. Mrs. Chen is calling the police right now because we have more evidence of her plan.
Richard, don't listen to these lies. I love you. I would never hurt you.
Victoria, your own voice is on that recording confessing to planning my murder. How can you possibly deny it?
We received a call about a possible attempted murder. Mr. Morrison, are you all right?
Detective, I think my wife just tried to poison me. My daughter has a recording of her confessing to planning my death.
This is all a misunderstanding. That recording is fake. Emma is a troubled child who's been lying about me for months.
Ma'am, we also have evidence provided by Mrs. Lucy Chen showing that you've been researching methods of causing accidental deaths and planning to change your husband's will.
Mr. Richard. Thank God you're safe. Detective, I have photographs of documents in Mrs. Victoria's handwriting detailing her plans to murder Mr. Richard and inherit his fortune.
Those documents are fake. This is all a conspiracy by a fired servant and a disturbed child.
Mrs. Morrison, you're under arrest for attempted murder and conspiracy. You have the right to remain silent.
You think you've won, but you've destroyed a perfectly good plan. Richard, you could have died peacefully, and Emma could have lived comfortably at boarding school.
Emma, sweetheart, I owe you the biggest apology in the world. I'm so sorry I didn't believe you about Victoria.
Asterisk Daddy, I was so scared that you didn't love me anymore, and that you were going to send me away forever.
Oh, Emma, I have loved you every single day of your life, and I will never stop loving you. Victoria manipulated me, but that's no excuse for not protecting you from her cruelty.
Mr. Richard, Miss Emma was very brave to gather that evidence and expose Mrs. Victoria's plan. She saved both of your lives.
Mrs. Chen, I owe you an enormous apology as well. Victoria framed you for stealing, and I believed her lies instead of trusting the woman who has been loyal to our family for 15 years.
Mr. Richard, the important thing is that Miss Emma is safe and you are both alive. Mrs. Victoria will never be able to hurt anyone again.
Mrs. Chen, will you come back and work for us again? I missed you so much, and home doesn't feel like home without you.
Miss Emma, I would be honored to come back and take care of you and your father again.
Mrs. Chen, I hope you can forgive me for doubting you. You've proven that you're truly part of our family, and I want to make sure you know how much we value you.
Mr. Morrison, I wanted to let you know that Victoria Morrison has confessed to the attempted murder charges. She'll be going to prison for a very long time.
What about all the mean things she did to me? Taking away my books and being cruel when Daddy wasn't around?
That's called emotional abuse, Emma, and it's also a crime. Victoria will face charges for that as well.
Emma, I promise you that nothing like this will ever happen to our family again. From now on, I'm going to listen to you and trust your feelings about people.
Miss Emma, would you like me to help you redecorate your room and bring back all your favorite books and toys?
Yes. And Mrs. Chen, can we read fairy tales together again? Victoria said they were childish, but I missed them so much.
Of course, little one. Your mother always said that fairy tales teach us that good triumphs over evil, and she was absolutely right.
Mrs. Chen, thank you for making my birthday so special. This garden party is exactly what I wanted.
Miss Emma, you deserve all the happiness in the world after everything you've been through. Your mother would be so proud of the strong young woman you're becoming.
Emma, I have a very special birthday present for you this year.
What is it, Daddy?
I'm officially adopting Mrs. Chen as part of our family. She's not just our employee anymore. She's your legal guardian if anything ever happens to me.
Mr. Richard, that is the greatest honor you could give me.
Does this mean Mrs. Chen will always be with us, no matter what?
It means that Mrs. Chen is officially part of our family forever, just like she's always been in our hearts.
This is the best birthday present ever. I love you both so much.
Miss Emma, I have something for you too. This is a journal where you can write your own stories. Your mother always said you had a gift for creativity, and I want you to use it.
Thank you, Mrs. Chen. I want to write a story about a brave girl who saves her family from an evil stepmother, just like what really happened to us.
That sounds like a wonderful story, sweetheart. And Emma, I promise that from now on, our family will always be honest with each other and trust each other completely.
Daddy, do you think we'll ever have to worry about someone like Victoria again?
No, Emma. I've learned to listen to my daughter's wisdom and trust the people who have proven their love for our family. We're safe, and we're going to stay safe.
Miss Emma, evil people like Mrs. Victoria exist in the world, but they cannot win when good people stand together and fight for what's right.
I'm not afraid anymore, because I know that love is stronger than evil, and our family's love will protect us from anything.